Everyone, it is your pal Doug Judy, server 817 Hollywood 700, back at you for another video. This one is going to be maybe kind of long, so apologize in advance, but I wanted to break down the how to build cars, cars full of your girls, and why you put girls in each car. So I will go into as much detail as I know about this, going from the girls to put in the cars, their level, their assets, and even the relics, the limited ones that we have on this server at this time. So here we go. I'm going to start by hitting my girls tab here, and these sort mostly based on stars. So your highest level and highest powered girls will be first. Since this girl is completely maxed out at the moment, the Burge has not opened up on this server. So 100 is the highest level that you can go at the moment. And the stars are 5 stars in each of the stats here. So that's as high as it can go. So every girl has some like special abilities, and it's really important to quickly distinguish the ones that are PvP versus PvE, and to put the girls that are the strongest in the same car that are PvP, and same with PvE. Also, there's some offensive and defensive ones, not to mention the genre bonus by putting a minimum of 3 girls in one car that share a genre to get the genre bonus. So first thing here I'm going to go through is just going to go through each of the tabs here. So this is Hip Hop Girl. It says Step Leader. The release single, that is in essence a PvE stat. So we want to click World Tour here and see what the stat is here. Now, all of the girls have the same general stat here in the World Tour on the first category, which is every 10 seconds, deal damage, damage factor 1800. That's based on how many stars to the target. So if you look at every single one, it's going to have the same ability there, but the power will be different based on the number of stars. So again, if I go to the next girl here and I see, okay, World Tour, same thing, right? Every 10 seconds, deal damage, damage factor 1800 to the target. That's a UR girl, so going to be the same. Also, side note, I will not be covering SR and R girls, only UR and SSR. Next one here, going to go through, I'm not going to bore you with the first stat again, but the next thing here, Tone Guide, World Tour. So here it goes, increased all girls damage by 20%, right, at the max star. So that's pretty significant. So she is definitely going to go in the first car. Though she's not max level yet, she will be probably pretty soon. Gets expensive at the top level. Okay, last skill here, third skill here, increase fan cap 10%. That's in the car, the number of people you can take in the bus or car, increase 10%. That's kind of good, it's not as good as increasing like damage, but it's good. Going back to the first girl here, Avery, third stat, reduce all normal attack damage by 12%. So it's interesting because the third special ability here is a 12% damage reduction. When I go over to this ability here, also 12% damage reduction. Third one here, this is a fan cap, right? So, and then more importantly, if I look at this, it's a 20% on the second skill damage increase. So you got to ask yourself, well, which one do I want? Do I want a 20% increase in mine, or a 12%, sometimes 12% decrease in the opponent? And sometimes you can have both and sometimes you can't. So I'm like, well, let me think about that. 20% increase, probably better than a 12% decrease, right? Guess it depends on who I'm fighting, but something to keep in mind. Let me tell you what you don't want in here, most likely. I'm going to click on Skylar here. Even if she was maxed out, right? Her world stat is increased 20% damage to world buildings guard. That's like, I believe that's somebody that has the title of gangster, which is like an NPC. It's not a player. It's a world building. Or perhaps it would consider reinforcements, but I don't think that's a world building at that point. And then last thing here, skill damage increased 12%. That's only at 3 stars, so that'll probably go to 20 if it was maxed out. But her second special ability, is more of a PvE thing. And there's other ones in there that are PvE. So it's really important to check the stat or to check the ability, right, of what it is. And here's one, when attacking an enemy company. So that's a PvP thing, right? So that's pretty interesting. And it says it increases the damage factor. So that's a pretty solid one. That's considered, first car, and she's almost maxed out, so I probably would put her in my first car anyway. Anyway, I think you get the idea. So when I want to build a car, right, let's just pretend I'm going to go to this. I know this is a PvE thing, but let's pretend I was going to rob somebody, and it pulls up the car that you're going to bring, right? So I'm going to hit settings, right? And it's going to default to my best, but it doesn't care about the genre there. So if I want to group up genre or even group up abilities, like if for some reason it put Zendaya, who's a PvE person, or Skylar, who's PvE, I probably would want to take them out of the car and put in a PvP girl if I was attacking another person, okay? And you can do that. You can build your cars if you just check the ones and hit save up here. So I have 5 cars that I can send out, but 6 I can save in total, and 6th car coming hopefully pretty soon. But yeah, you can store them here, and then you just click that particular option when you want to send them. So my first car actually has a different car in it, and it increases the speed of the bus, whereas this one increases the speed of the car. So my first car is actually a rally car, and my other cars are more for non-rallies. But you can change that if you have a rally car. If not, no big deal. It doesn't really increase damage anyway. It just makes it drive faster. So that's it on the girls. The next thing here I want to cover is the assets, because I get a lot of questions about the assets and should I spend 100K diamonds on a property? Maybe, but this first one here, notice that these items are all, these assets are all yellow or gold, whatever color that is. So they're not the purple ones, which means that the gold ones are better than the purple ones. And if you click on them, you can see that this one increases fan cap, which it's okay. This one increases fan cap and sing stat. What was the other one? Oh, fan cap. And I can't see that other stat there. And this one is fan cap and sing. So every one of them does something a little bit differently. And I'm just going to click some other screens so I can show you some of the others. But I know there's some in the store here, in the stock store. So if I was going to build up a car and can buy anything I want, I would probably get this one here, because it is a gold item and it boosts the sing stat and the fan cap. Whereas these here, those were gifted through like a capturing reward. It boosts the management stat and fan cap, and I don't believe that helps me with PvP. Just the sing and dance help with PvP. So if you're going to buy proper assets, it's going to be these pieces of jewelry here. The bracelet, I don't know if this, it's a necklace, sorry. the ring or the necklace, right? It's going to be one of those two. It's not going to be these red shoes right here, most likely. And then furthermore, in terms of the cars, it's going to be the same thing. Look at the cars that boost the sing and dance stat, not the ones that boost the management stat. And then same thing for properties here. If you're buying them, whether it's the gold one or the the regular ones you can actually buy here in the market, certainly I would not buy this one here that boosts management stat, the residential condo. I would buy the penthouse apartment or the duplex loft. And then whatever correlates to those on the gold, for the gold assets or gold properties and gold cars, those are the ones you would want. You don't want the pink car, right? Because that boosts the management stat. And then if there's a gold version of that, whatever that is, if it's gifted to you through a reward, well, great. but certainly don't go out of your way to be getting those. If they're, if they're low hanging fruit, fine. And then lastly, here, you have to increase the level of these by using asset coins. So 30 is the maximum level, and I could boost this one a little bit more. Sure, why not? I actually probably wanted to save those for an event coming up, but you get the idea. So they really need to be boosted to the max level if possible, and I would just do them one girl at a time. And then one thing you can do is if you want to unequip it, you can just click on it and hit cancel. And it's best to re-equip these periodically, just so you make sure you get the best ones on each girl, the highest, both like the gold items and that they're the highest level. And then lastly here, I want to go through the relics. So this feature just recently unlocked on our server, but on the other server, it's been unlocked for a while. So I have another video on the relics, on like what this whole collections thing is about. But it's important here that these relics get to level 15 minimum. I believe that's when it starts actually using them in a battle. I don't think before then it like takes effect. Could be wrong about that, but that's just what I've observed, and I seem to remember hearing through the grapevine. Not that there's any real documentation on any of this. But yeah, so you obtain these through doing these little quests, and then you want to make sure to get them up to 15. And some of these, to advance to the next level of this particular continent requires you to get them to 15. Like this third one, 3 collections reach level 10. Obtain 4 collections reach level 15. That's to get rewards, but in terms of these getting used in a battle, I think 15 is the cutoff. So that's all I got. Just to recap, it's the star power, it's the level, it's the genre bonus, it's the assets and the relics that boosts all your stats, and then the special abilities. You have to read the actual ability under World Tour, particularly the second and third abilities, to see, hey, am I putting a PvP girl in the car, or am I putting a PvE girl in the car? And certainly your car should be broken down by PvP, PvE, genre, the best you can, knowing that you only get 6 slots. So that's it. All right. Hope you enjoy. Cheers.